Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I am doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just have a lot of stuff to get done because we're heading to Orlando for the opening of Epic.
That's right.
Have no clue what to expect. I've never been to a grand opening of a new theme park, so
we're just going to get there pretty darn early and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird. I don't have any. Like, we've been to the park twice. I don't have any expectations necessarily. Like, I have no idea. You know, it's a new park. I'm assuming things are going to go down.
Yeah,
all sorts of stuff. But I was figuring it was going to be crazier than I think what it might be. Just looking at what I think the park capacity is somewhere around like 13,000, which isn't nearly as much as I kind of figured they might go with. So it may not be as insane as I previously may have thought, but
I think there's going to be a lot of people that will be focusing on like merchandise because there's a lot of opening day merchandise because they released a whole bunch of stuff that is going to be available on Thursday. Or I guess when you're listening to this, it's Tuesday right now, just FYI. On opening day, that'll be a bunch of stuff available. And there's always people that want to buy all that stuff. And
well,
so
and it's interesting, like being at the Disney World 50th, like that park was incredibly packed.
Yeah.
But nobody was riding rides.
Right.
Now, I don't think that's going to necessarily be the case with Epic, but you could see a scenario where a lot of people that are going have already been to the park. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that goes and how much, like I do think there is going to be some focus on merchandise and maybe just walking around. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Just going to be there and document it and say I was there.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
who knows when the next new big park will open. So who knows about that. But
very exciting.
But that's why we're recording on Tuesday.
It's true.
Because of that. And also probably because of Epic opening. There's not a whole lot of news, the Disney related news to talk about. I kind of have figured Disney was kind of put out most of the stuff they were doing a couple of weeks ahead of time because no matter what they would say right now, it would probably get eaten up in the media sphere of Epic. So there's not a ton of news, but we do have a segment after we do talk about a little bit of news we have, which is Disney World hotels stay again or never again. We're just going to kind of give our thoughts on some of these hotels and what we like or what we don't like. And maybe, if you're looking at some of these, maybe you disagree, but maybe you hear some of the reasonings behind it. It could be helpful if you're looking to go and stay on property.
Yeah, like what we liked, what we didn't like, certain parts of hotels that we wouldn't stay at again, stuff like that.
Certain room types, perhaps, and things like that. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we get to the news, we just want to remind everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you aren't watching us on YouTube and you would like to, as we have video versions of the show over there, you can find us over at CTM Podcast on YouTube. So go subscribe over there. You can become a member there as well if you would like and help keep the lights on around here, as I like to say, or as I like to say apparently in this scenario. And of course, if you're listening on good old trusty audio podcast form, we are on all the major platforms there. Just ask you to please subscribe and leave us a review if you are able to. We'd greatly appreciate that. And of course, if you're looking for some theme park apparel, some new nice shirts, either to wear to the parks or just around the house or around town, you can pair them with a sport coat or something if you'd like. You can make them look fancy. You can go to Capture the Magic Apparel, which we have our own apparel company at ctmapparelco.com. We print everything in-house. We use very comfortable shirts, comfort colors, next level hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever you want printed on, we can do that for you. And the prints are very high quality, will last a long time. And for a limited time, you can get 20% off of your order by using Jamie's favorite promo code ever, which is It's Gonna Be May.
That's right.
And that'll get you 20% off. Plus, if you order $49 or more, you get free shipping as well. So you can get some shirts, contribute to the show, whatever you'd like to do there. So again, go to ctmapparelco.com and use the promo code It's Gonna Be May to get 20% off of your order. So, all right, well, let's get to the news. So the first one we have is that there are some changes going on at Typhoon Lagoon that could and probably will impact your next visit if you're going to plan on going there.
Yeah, so the fees for towels are gone. They are now complimentary. They used to be $2.
That's kind of shocking.
I honestly though, like that always bothered me too. Like I know that all water parks are like that. Like most of them will make you rent the towels for a certain amount.
I don't think Volcano Bay ever did
They
it.
absolutely do.
Did they?
Not only that, you have to buy them.
If you get them from them, did we just always bring our own?
We always bring our own.
Okay.
Yep. Like I remember, like that was just a really crazy rule. But I get it because people would just leave with the towels.
Right. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably assuming you're just going to take them either way.
Right. So anyway, they're complimentary now. Refillable cups and the stations are no longer there, which we talked about, I think, a couple weeks ago. That refillable mugs are no longer a thing at Typhoon Lagoon. So.
Yeah, that's I'm sure people don't like to hear that because that was a big thing people always like when they go into the water parks.
Yep. And Blizzard Beach reopens Tuesday. Blizzard Beach reopens tomorrow, Wednesday, the 21st. So I'm sure that we'll also see that it's gone from there as well.
I would assume.
And the rental desk for cabanas, chairs, umbrellas, etc., has moved closer to the front of the park, which you wouldn't think is a big deal, but it truly is because at Typhoon Lagoon, when you enter the park, you kind of walk along a pathway a little bit, and then you come to basically like the little gift shop. You've got where it used to be the rental place, but also it was like it served as another purpose. I can't remember what it is now, but like everything was right around there, so it made that area so packed. And so making it closer to the front of the park will really open that area, I think. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Makes a lot of sense to do that.
Makes a lot of sense.
I would agree.
And just a reminder that both water parks are open for the summer now. So you can use that free water park entrance with your check-in day at a Disney World Resort hotel.
I'm actually surprised. A lot more people, I think, are utilizing that than I kind of thought. I wasn't sure if people would. And
why wouldn't you?
Well,
you know
just like
I mean?
how much do people know about it? Like the day, because it's kind of weird. It's only the day you check in, so some people may not know until they check in to be able to do it, sort of thing. But.
So I don't know. Like I don't think we haven't stayed on property since they started that. I don't think. Have we? No, I don't think we have.
I don't think so.
Maybe we did in July. Anyway, I don't remember the verbiage or like what the the information they give you, like when you check in, does it pop up and give a notification? I don't remember. But it should, I would think. I don't know. Maybe they don't want people to know. I don't know.
Well, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's obviously adding value to hotel stays.
Right.
I just wasn't, sure if people would utilize it or if they were checking in late. Obviously, it's like you check in the morning, you could, but if people were really, counting on that too much. But I mean, first time they've had both parks open since COVID for that reason. So,
question. Somebody asked in our Facebook group, Capture the Magic Community, you can go to both on your check-in day. If you want to do half at Typhoon and half at Blizzard Beach, you can do that.
Okay.
There you go.
Interesting. You can get 2 parks for the price of none.
Yes. Exactly.
Take advantage of that. You don't find that very often at any theme park destination, especially Disney. So
exactly.
All right. The next bit of news we have is starting July 2nd, Magic Kingdom extended evening hours will be moved to Animal Kingdom, which leads into something we talked about a few weeks ago of a rumor that Magic Kingdom is likely to be open later on this summer.
Yeah, and this is basically another indicator that the Disney Starlight Parade will debut around this time. Happily Ever After is scheduled for 10 p.m. basically in July, and cast members are blocked out of Magic Kingdom until July 26th.
Interesting.
So that's so far. That's all we know so far. Apparently the parade floats were delivered last week, and they do have to have a lot of like preparation and practice with that. So it could be a little behind. It may not be July. Maybe they want to start in July, but obviously things happen, so we don't know yet. But just a conjecture. And Animal Kingdom, I don't know. Extended evening hours at Animal Kingdom are really early. Like they're really early in the day. Like what, 8 to 10?
I mean, it's an improvement.
7 to 9.
At least you'd be able to experience Pandora at night, which a lot of people have never gotten to do because it hasn't been open late.
That's
to really
true.
Take advantage of it.
I would take advantage of it if ever.
Pandora is cool. Now it's kind of low light, but it is really cool. Like I enjoy that land at night, and I do think this probably lends to the fact that once the parade kicks in, the rumor out there being that Magic Kingdom will be open till like 11 o'clock or midnight, which I would love. I think theme parks need to be open later.
Especially in the summer.
Well, that's one thing since COVID that you've seen not really come back. I mean, even a lot of stores are no longer as open as late as they used to be. But the theme parks, you know, I remember Magic Kingdom sometimes being there till like 2 a.m. And like it's nice in the summer when it is really hot. And, you know, really thinking too, the last few years, kind of Iger has made a point to say like, well, the heat is a reason people aren't visiting as much in the summer, which I mean, it's not a shocker that Florida is hot, but I do wonder if some of it is, you know, the way that they've set up the tickets now where it's cheaper to go at other times. So I think that is part of it. But I do wonder if part of it is the parks aren't open as late, because when it is really hot outside, the last thing you want to, I do not want to be in a theme park from like 11 o'clock until like 5 o'clock in the summer. Like I don't want anything to do with the theme park during that time period.
Right.
And when your parks close at like 9 o'clock, you know, it's just like you kind of force people in that way. And it's nice having, you know, the evenings when it's a little bit cooler. You don't have to worry about the sun as much. Like I think that could be something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's all of it, but I think it could be part of it as to why maybe people just don't want to go in the summer as much.
Could be.
And theme parks at night are awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this on the Club 32 show last night. I remember whenever the parks were open till like 3 a.m. for extra magic hours.
Yep.
Man, that was great. But anyway.
Yep. So that could happen. If that does, I think that would be a good thing, but we shall see on that one. So I guess that's still technically a rumor.
Still a rumor.
So we'll check out on that one.
But they said at evening hours or not. That is for sure happening.
Yes.
Yes.
So there you go. Animal Kingdom has a little bit of night activity going on.
Yes.
That it hasn't had in 26 years.
27 million years.
That was a lot longer than what I said.
No, you're right. 26 is accurate. That's 1999. So.
Well, I was just saying it's been a while.
It could have been accurate.
I mean, it used to be Animal Kingdom was not open at dark because of the animals. And then once they built Pandora, they did implement like nighttime stuff. Because the one at 2019 was open until like 10 o'clock.
Probably. Well, Rivers of Light was around, and so they were doing that as well.
Speaking of, when is Animal Kingdom going to get a nighttime show?
I don't know.
I'm still shocked that the Disney Springs drone show did not go to Animal Kingdom. I felt like that was a test run for that, as it would be almost perfect for that area over there.
Well, they have that Tree of Life Awakenings thing, but
that's more like if you're just walking by.
I just don't see them doing something huge at night at that park. Like, I just don't see it.
I kind of figured they might, though, just considering I do think with Epic Online, Animal Kingdom is going to get hit. Out of all the Disney parks, I think Animal Kingdom is going to get hit the hardest.
Well, I think it's like the noise and the lights and stuff. And you're right, the animals. So I don't know if they'll actually do that.
We'll see. I kind of figured some show would show up there just to try and get more people into that park or do something there. But I don't know. We will see. They never had a consistent nighttime show there for sure. But all right, next story we have is the DAS Pass, which is become kind of, I guess, controversial that the Disney's Disability Access Pass will now be valid for 1 year, as it was 30 days, then 120 days, and then 240 days. And now it is a full year once you are approved. You don't have to redo it every couple of months.
I mean, this is basically an answer for annual pass holders. Because if you're an annual pass holder and you're coming all the time, to have to renew it every 8 months?
Yeah,
it's like, no, I still have the same thing. You know what I mean?
That's what doesn't
nothing's changing.
That's what doesn't make any sense to me. Like, surely there's a way to classify certain disabilities like are not going to change, or at least make it like 5 years.
But what the Disability Access Service uses, like, is made for, what Disney uses it for now, those conditions really don't change. You know what I mean? Those are consistent. So
I know.
I mean, the only kind of condition that may change, I mean, you make it better, make it worse, I don't know, but I mean, it's pretty consistent unless you have like some physical disability, which doesn't even qualify for DAS anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have been hoping Disney would sort of reform this a bit more, but
it's been a year.
I don't think they are.
No,
I really don't. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than 30 days, but it's still just, you're right. Like the disabilities that they basically approve for it, it's not like it's, even if it's 5 years, like more than likely it's not going to change in that time period.
Yep.
So,
yep. Exactly.
Anyways, that's there. So if you want to use that, at least you don't have to do that every couple of months.
Right.
There's that at least. And the last story we have is Phineas and Ferb are now coming to Epcot as a meet and greet beginning June 1st.
Yeah. We don't know where they'll be or when they'll be out, but June 1st, they'll be there.
I'm going to guess somewhere at Epcot.
Like on the ground.
Somewhere.
Probably not flying around.
You know, who knows? Drone technology is getting pretty wild, you know?
And they do have I was going to say horticulture. That's not it. Topiary. They have a topiary.
Yeah.
So maybe
aren't they doing new Phineas and Ferb episodes like on Disney Plus?
I don't know. I wasn't a Phineas and Ferb fan, so
I liked it. I never was like a huge fan. I always liked it, but I'm always very weary of whenever it's like an old show or something and they're like, we're bringing new episodes. I'm like, I've seen this before. The worst one ever being Arrested Development.
Well,
when they brought that back to Netflix and the new episodes, because the original, if you guys haven't seen Arrested Development, it's one of the best shows ever, and it was a very short run just because it was kind of ahead of its time. Netflix bought it, and then they came out with new episodes, and they just were not good. They just couldn't recapture that, whatever they had, the magic of the original.
It's an ensemble show, and they filmed it as if each character was by themselves.
Right.
I was like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Phineas and Ferb, like I wasn't really into it, and I don't know really much anything about it, but
I do know it's very popular. Anytime they have meet and greets for it, it's always like at Jollywood Nights.
Yeah.
They had it out there.
That's what it was. I was like, I know it was somewhere. Yeah.
Yep. So that one will probably be a pretty popular one.
Popular.
So you can check that one out. I'm still curious if and when they're going to announce something to do with Bluey. Yeah, they made a big deal about that. Like first part of the year, and I haven't heard anything about that.
Yep.
I would have assumed that would have been part of their like summer thing of like meet Bluey and the family.
Maybe they couldn't figure it out. Maybe they.
Well, I'm pretty sure they signed it because they're making the Bluey movie and Disney's distributing it. I would assume they got the rights to it. I mean, it's just all you got to do is get a costume. I don't know. I was very surprised we haven't heard anything about that because I really figured they would have gone pretty heavy in trying to like promote that this summer.
I don't have any idea. I know. That's crazy.
But either way, that's all the news we have. Like we said, not much news.
Short news week.
Kind of short news. I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of news for the next like month or so. Yeah, if I were to guess. Seeing it that way. But we move on to our segment, though, which is Disney World Hotels Stay Again or Never Again. Mm-hmm. And so we'll start out on the negative.
Start negative.
And we say stay, we won't stay again. We probably would, but maybe would not be our choice coming in on a vacation.
I mean, like for me, some of these I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. You know, unless someone is like, hey, will you review this room for us? Or like is brand new kind of room.
We'll just say these would not be our first choice.
There you go.
To stay here.
There you go.
First one would be All-Star Sports.
Least favorite of the All-Stars. I'd always liked movies the most growing up, but we stayed at All-Star Music like twice, I think, in the last couple of years. And I actually like some of the areas, like the country music one with the giant boot. I like the.
Wait, you're talking about you said movies. You're talking about music.
I'm talking about music I'm talking about music now, but I like the Broadway section. Like I probably would like it better than movies at this point, but I mean it's just because I'm not as familiar with it, maybe. But sports, I don't know. I can leave it.
I'm just not a big fan of the All-Stars in general.
Right.
I mean, if I'm going to stay there, it's because it's like
super cheap.
It's cheap, and it's
like rates this summer. Oh my gosh, you guys! You can get a room for like $100.
Yeah,
it's crazy cheap.
Yeah, like I've said before, I'm not a big fan of motel style. I don't like exterior facing doors and things like that. And
so for you just wouldn't stay in them all.
I mean, they would not be my first choice.
Right.
I mean, you're basically staying there just for.
A place to sleep.
A place to sleep. The beds are comfortable. I mean, the good thing about it, whether it's a value or it's a deluxe, like the beds are just as comfortable. So you do have that going for it. But I'm just not a big fan of the oversized theming. It's obviously like a hotel of its time, which was like, how do we style this? Just put giant things up everywhere, and you're like, okay, like it's when you're a kid, I think it's kind of cool maybe because you're just like, whoa. But as it's gone on, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
But I would probably agree. Sports is the least good out of the least good hotels.
Wow. Sorry, sports. Sorry.
Sorry, sports. So, next one we have is Coronado Springs regular rooms, not including Grand Destino Tower, which in my mind is a completely different hotel.
Yeah, I would stay in. If someone said, "Are you going to stay at Coronado Springs?" I'd be like, "Yeah, but only in the tower."
Yeah, I just never. Coronado Springs location is not great, and
It's okay.
it's just not. It's not that it's terrible. It's just I don't. It's a convention hotel. The rooms are basically, in my opinion, very similar to values. So the upcharge you're staying there, I just don't think there's not enough amenities on property very much to like pay the extra fee for it. I mean, they do have a gym, so if that's something you want to do, they do have that.
Well, they're a little bit bigger than value rooms, so that's good.
A little.
I don't care for the aesthetic of the regular rooms or really the tower rooms, but tower's different just because like it's the tower. Like it has so much stuff going in it. You've got the pool close by. Like there's so much going on. If I had to stay at Coronado, I would 100% choose Gran Destino. It's beautiful.
It is very pretty.
It's very pretty. And it's been years since we've stayed there. I think 2021.
Something like that.
Like crazy long time. But
it's been a little bit.
But yeah, but regular rooms, not into it if we had the choice. So
agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. Well, and you only have bus transportation.
Yeah, that's a big negative.
Yeah, the other ones you've got Skyliner and other things. So yeah, you're kind of out there on the side. I mean, being that far near where Coronado Springs is, other than just being, getting the perks of being on property, I would go Flamingo Crossing, which is not that far away from there, because you've got all those hotels back there that have you can have suites for less than you pay at Coronado. And you've got a lot of stuff around it. But it just turns out if you want to go off property or on property.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not a bad location because it's like right off of, I think it's World Drive. So it's really not that far away, but I see what you're saying. There's like nothing around it really like.
Well, no, in the Flamingo Crossing, you've got which I need to go back. We haven't been over there a couple of years, but we have stayed over there, and they've got a lot of different, good hotel options over there, clean rooms, a lot of stuff in that area. Its own little thing. It
looks crazy different.
I'm sure it does. I mean, it was all the last time we stayed there was all being built up.
It was. I think if we ever go over there, we're gonna be like, oh my gosh.
Last time I was over there, I think they were just finishing up that Starbucks.
Oh dang, dude.
I think.
Okay.
May have to drive over there sometime.
Yeah.
Check it out. But all right, the next one we have is, and this is from Jamie, the Little Mermaid rooms at Art of Animation.
Okay, here's the thing. I think they're cute. They're cute rooms. Nothing wrong with them. However, the perk of staying at either Art of Animation or Pop Century for me would be mostly the access to the Skyliner. And if I'm wanting access to the Skyliner, I would choose a Pop Century room over Little Mermaid rooms because they're always more expensive at Little Mermaid rooms. Always.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't understand why they're more expensive.
Because they're Little Mermaid.
I mean, I guess it's just because they're themed to Little Mermaid. Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like, if I had the choice, like, if I was going for like a suite because I had like a bigger party with me or whatever, I wanted more room. Okay, that's different. But like, if I'm just wanting a standard room, then Pop Century I would choose over Little Mermaid.
Yeah. I mean, the Skyliner access is... I like Pop Century.
I do too.
I mean, it still is like a motel style, but I like that. I do consider Pop Century quite a step up from All Stars.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that access to the Skyliner, I tell you. But again, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with the Little Mermaid rooms. They're fine. They serve their purpose. They are farther away. They're quite a bit of a walk.
They are farther away.
But, like I said, if I had to choose, I would choose Pop Century because it's usually cheaper. And that's the reason why. So
true. Fair enough.
And I don't think they have. Do they have the Murphy bed set up there yet? I don't think they do.
The last time we stayed, they did not.
I don't think they do. So that's another perk that
I like the Murphy bed setup.
Yeah.
Gives a little extra space in there.
Yeah.
So, all right, next one we have is the campsites at Fort Wilderness.
Yeah.
I'm not, like when it comes to, I've been camping. I can camp. I don't choose to camp, especially in Florida. Like, there's no way I would do the campsites in the summer. That just sounds like I'm not going to get any sleep. This is going to be terrible. Our kids wouldn't sleep. Like, I don't even, So maybe when they're older or
No.
something. But I would only do the campsites if it was like toward the winter and it was kind of cool outside or something like that. But other than
Yeah.
that, I just don't have any desire to do it.
Well, and also too, like I'm not a camper. Not at all. I don't like it at all. I've done it one time when I was like 12 and I hated every minute of it. And
Your family doesn't strike me as the camping type.
No, we're really not. We're really not. So that's probably something we probably won't ever do. I mean, could I see us if we have like an RV or something?
I would do
Maybe?
an RV type setup.
But not like I'm not putting a tent up and doing that. Like I'm just not, you know.
I've camped quite a bit. I can't say I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I just at this stage, maybe when the kids are older, it's something to maybe do. But at this stage, it would just be a bunch of complaining that wasn't comfortable or whatever the case is. So yeah, I don't have any desire to do that.
Same.
So yeah, if I had an RV though, sure, I'll do the RV.
Okay.
But, all right, next one we have is non-DVC rooms at resorts that offer both deluxe and DVC accommodations.
I guess we should explain what this is exactly. Okay, so if there's a hotel like Grand Floridian, for example, they have DVC buildings, they have the villas, and then they have the regular rooms. If I was like, yeah, I want to stay at Grand Floridian, I'm not going to choose the regular rooms probably because DVC renting points and everything, it's usually cheaper.
Yeah, you can save a lot of money depending on,
Yeah.
who you're renting from and things like that.
Sure.
But yeah.
I mean, not always. That's not always the case. Like the summer, especially, they're running all those discounts. So you may be able to get a really good deal on just a standard like cash room. But most of the time, DVC renting points, borrowing points from somebody, if you're a DVC member using your points, that is just a way better deal, in my opinion. Plus, you get like a little kitchenette. There's a lot of perks with that.
True. Yeah.
So.
And it's, I mean, some of the deluxe pricing has just gotten, like, it's just to the point where it's like, unless you're doing a staycation, is it worth that much money?
Yeah.
Like, I've always felt if you're doing the theme parks and you're just trying to do as much as you can, you could pay $800 plus a night. And like, is it worth, like, I feel like if you go off of Disney property and look at, say, Four Seasons and how much that gets you for the price there, I mean, it's not even close
Not
to
even
the
close.
level of actual luxury you would get at that point. I would just figure at that price point, I'd much rather stay at a value or moderate and just have a place to sleep. Like you've got, you got stuff around you, but I just personally don't think now obviously you have the money, it's whatever, but just on is it worth it more? Like I personally don't think just on its face that it's worth $900 to stay at deluxes.
Right. Exactly.
Or like the Island Tower, some of those rooms are like almost $1,000 a night. I'm like that's a pricey night's sleep.
Yep.
I better sleep like a baby in those rooms. And the last one we have on this side of the list is Shades of Green.
I mean, so technically this is not Disney owned, but it's right across from Polynesian, Grand Floridian over there. We have stayed there once, but this is one of those places that it's really hard to stay there unless you are military, retired military, veteran, or know somebody that is.
Right.
So it's probably unlikely we would stay here again, but we did enjoy our time there.
Yeah, and like this list isn't necessarily because we don't like something. Like Shades of Green
we liked it.
is cool. Like they got pretty big rooms. It's kind of its own little, like it's definitely dated. Like it seems like it's in the 90s.
The rooms are huge, though.
They are huge. They used to be, I think it was on a golf course is where that was.
It's also really quiet.
It is very quiet. Did they ever do any? Is there still walkway access to Polynesian, or did that still shut down?
I don't think there is right now.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's something
maybe they put it back, but last I heard they didn't have it. So.
I mean, I would stay here again, but like you were saying, it's unless we're not, any of us are active military or retired military, so it's just like relying on people to stay there. But they are nice.
Yeah.
And just a different way. And like I know if a lot of place that military people stay because like they can get a good price. It's kind of quiet. It kind of feels like your own little resort off of everything over there.
Yeah.
And then, all right, well, let's move on to Disney hotels we want to stay in again or for the first time.
Okay.
Which there's not that many on that list of the first times, but the first one we'd say is the Polynesian Island Tower.
Yes. So you can, if you find the right deal, if you find the right amount of points that you need, you know, value season, you can get some really good deals on these rooms. They are more, you know, obviously it's a new tower. It's new and exciting and everything. So it's a little more expensive than other places, but that is something I would like to stay here eventually. Great views of the fireworks. Those terraces are beautiful. I think the hotel or the tower is beautiful. Not a lot to it.
It's not a very big footprint for
it's
sure.
It's just a tower. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a full blown hotel.
I feel like it's a good place for just like couples. I mean, they do have stuff for kids, but at least for us, like there's not a ton of stuff to do.
Unless, I mean,
for kids there.
If you go to the regular part of the hotel, then yeah. But
right,
like,
but just at that place itself sort of thing. But I mean, I like the atmosphere around it, but yeah, it's not a very big footprint. I do love the Polynesian. I mean, personally speaking, I would rather stay at the Polynesian again versus staying a night in the Island Tower.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, Island Tower, we've seen the rooms. Like they're good looking rooms.
So just Polynesian in general then. We'll stay there again.
I would rather stay. I like the old Polynesian rooms. Got a little bit more space.
Oh, the DVC ones or the Moana ones?
Any of them.
Great. Sold.
As typical, I kind of go big picture. You go specifics, and I'm like, I'm just giving you the big picture that I've got.
Our personalities.
Yeah. Yep. The next one we have is the Riviera, which I love this resort. Love the Riviera. It is easily in my top 3. Obviously, it's a DVC hotel, so you have to be a DVC member or rent points. Now that you can pay cash.
Yeah.
But it's probably pretty pricey, I would assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've stayed here, I don't know, 3 times now?
3 or 4.
Something like that. It's quickly became one of our favorites, and I like the fact that it's small. I know some people don't like that. I think it's beautiful. I like the music they play. Like when you're outside, you can hear the music really well, which I don't know if you get that from every resort. Maybe you do, but it just always stuck out to me. The kids like the pool. The splash area is great. The restaurants, everything, all the food is great. Like it's hardly any complaints really.
You got the Skyliner right there. I mean, I like the vibe of it at night. It just kind of has this little, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I really enjoy it.
And the rooms themselves are gorgeous, and like the bathrooms are like marble.
Yeah,
like marble floors, marble ceilings, like walls. Everything's marble. It's great.
Yeah, it's definitely more. It feels more high end than some of even the other deluxe hotels. Like it feels more high end to me than the Grand Floridian did.
You think so?
I think so. I would much rather stay at the Riviera versus Grand Floridian.
Oh, same. Grand Flo, like while it's beautiful with the Mary Poppins like updates they put in it, I thought it was very pretty. But if I had to choose between Riviera and Grand Flo, I'd choose Riviera. Sure.
I kind of like the quaintness of Riviera.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Yeah.
Number 3, our next one here is Wilderness Lodge. I will stay here anytime. And then I'm actually to the point now, this might be my number 1.
Oh, really?
When it comes to Disney resorts.
We've had a lot of good stays there.
I love the entire atmosphere, the lobby, the pool, the like at night, like you got I just love the entire vibe of the place.
I like its location too. It's like if you want to feel like you're staying at Disney World, like you can at other places, this is not the place. This place makes you feel like you're not. Because it's while it's so close to Magic Kingdom still, unless you hear the fireworks or watch the electrical water pageant, then you're going to feel like you're in a different place.
It also just reminds me of the type of hotel that Disney used to build that they probably won't build again.
What do you mean? Which kind?
Like just like the way that which that hotel is built. Like every hotel now is going to be like, which I love the Riviera, but it's going to be much more like towers, DVCs, like these themes. Like the theme of the hotel is all about wilderness, like being a lodge in the middle of the wilderness. Just such a unique thing.
They got those words right then. A lodge in the wilderness.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't think Disney modern day would build a hotel like this. I think it would be much more closer to like the towers that we've seen them build. And, I'd be very curious how Disney would build a new just general hotel.
I mean, there's building that Lakeshore.
But that's a
DVC.
But that's a DVC.
I know.
I'm just mean like a specific, like I would assume the next hotel they would build would be like a Value, would be my guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, just in terms of like a deluxe hotel, like what would they do? Like, I don't know. I have a hard time believing they would do it like Wilderness Lodge or like the Polynesian. Like, these things are kind of, I guess they're a little bit of throwbacks, the way I kind of look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I stayed there when it opened, like 2 months after it opened.
Yeah.
And we fell in love with it.
And we have a lot of good memories of our kids running around on the inside with the waterway in there and the little bridge.
Lots of video and pictures of them going up.
Yeah. And at Christmas, you can't beat it.
Nope.
It is literally the best resort at Christmas time.
Yep. 100%.
And you've got all those little areas like up high in the lobby where you can sit around a fire and stuff. Like, I literally want to stay there when it is cold outside and just go to some of those little nooks and just chill. Although people a lot of times, you got to stake out a spot there because people will take them. But they used to kind of be more of a secret. Now the secret's kind of gotten out.
Dang people.
I know. All right. It's like we tell people about things and they do them sometimes. Grr. How dare us. All right. Next one we have is Yacht Club, which I've actually never stayed at Yacht Club. I've been around it a lot. I've been eating at restaurants there. I've stayed at Beach Club, but I've never actually stayed at Yacht Club itself.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's more, I'm not going to say stuffy, but it's more, I feel, upscale vibe, if you will.
Well, it's a yacht feel,
It's a yachty. Very like.
Is yachty a word?
Yachty. It is now.
Okay. I mean, I do feel like a captain when I'm there.
I was going to say, yeah, like Captain Jack.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like I wear a captain's hat and a certain type of shirt. They'll be like
Jack Sparrow. Just kidding.
Where's my
different kind of captain?
Where's my boat, sir? And he'll just point me where to go get it.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. Like, it's not my like super like my favorite aesthetic, but like I want you to stay there at least once. And honestly, like having the access to the pool, I mean, can't beat that. That pool.
Oh, the pool is great. I mean, we've been in that just because Beach Club and Yacht Club share that pool.
Yeah.
And so it is a great. I mean, it's the best pool on property.
I was looking earlier, I think it was last November, December, at rates for Yacht and Beach Club. I was like, man, they are so cheap. Why is everything so cheap for like from like January to June? The pool was closed.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's a major feature.
Major feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. I was going to mention also too, Port Orleans French Quarter. All the rooms are now refurbished, so
that's true.
I eventually would like to stay there and get a feel for the new rooms.
A little bit. That's another quaint resort.
Honestly, it's a vibe. It's such a vibe. I like it. I like it a lot.
I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed our time there. It just kind of depends. Like, again, I think when we stayed there, we didn't, spend much time at the resort. Mm-hmm. So a place like that, if I'm going to spend more at a place like that versus just a value, it'd have to be more of like almost a staycation type thing.
Problem with that one is that there's only like quick service. They've got the beignets, they've got that lounge area, and Riverside is like right there. But yeah, it's super quaint and small, and
it does have a cool vibe though.
It does.
And
Great vibe.
And they got the beignets.
They do have the Mickey beignets.
Yeah. And the last one we have, which, we talked about how we didn't want to stay at the campsites at Fort Wilderness, but you have the DVC cabins at Fort Wilderness, which I think are awesome. Yes.
So we stayed there 5 years ago.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
And it was really great. Those are the old cabins, obviously.
Those are the new ones. We haven't seen the new ones.
The new ones, yeah. The new DVC cabins that opened last fall. My sister and my nieces are coming down into Orlando in June. So me and the kids and my mom, it'll be like a kids and moms and grandmas and stay over there at the cabin. So it should be pretty fun. It should be cute.
I wasn't invited.
No, you're not invited this one.
It's
sorry. Fine. Unless you want to come.
It's
a lot. I mean, literally the only boy is our son. Everybody else is a girl.
It's going to be very loud in that cabin.
So loud.
Yeah.
And we have to room with a almost 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Who doesn't sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Yay.
I remember those days.
You remember those days.
I remember those.
That should be interesting. So anyway.
I don't willingly like to go back to those days. And, unless it's like, obviously when you're a kid, that's fine. But
my sister, just telling this real quick, my sister rented the golf cart. And I told her, I was like, yeah, make sure you get it because, they could be gone by the time we get there. You don't want to like chance them being gone. And so she sent me the confirmation thing. I was like, so you got a 4-seater. There's like 6 of us plus the baby. So what are we going to do? And she's like, you didn't tell me to get a 6-seater. I'm like, girl, what? So anyway, we have to figure that out. Or make 2 trips.
I would say you're probably just going to make 2 trips.
Honestly, it's whatever. It's fine. If you take 2 trips, it's fine.
I will say a downside to that place, if you don't have a golf cart, it can be really cumbersome to get around.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just love the cabins and being able to like, make your own food, have a full kitchen, like sleep all the people. All the people.
Listen, you can get in a cabin, grill food, like kind of be outdoorsy. There's tons of things to do with that resort as well. So
like I call it IKEA in the woods, the aesthetic of it.
And that new cabin definitely looks like it was built by IKEA.
Mm-hmm. IKEA
it's like, how would the Swedes do a log cabin? And they're like, we will show you.
Yep. So yeah. Are there any other ones that you would want to stay at again? Any hotels or... I thought about maybe Old Key West.
I don't mind Old Key West.
Yeah.
The rooms are pretty big.
The huge. Yeah. That's our main selling point, I think. Mm-hmm. And the boat to Disney Springs.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge again with the kids, just because we stayed there before we had kids. And I think with the animals out there, they would go nuts about that.
Yeah. It would have to be a Savannah view,
right.
You got to be able to see the animals. But yeah, they would really like that. They would really like that hotel.
Yeah. Unique room. Yeah. I think probably that one, just for, I think if it's with the kids, I think they would enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I had a pretty good list overall. Probably some things we forgot, but.
Yeah. It's nice to update ourselves on like what we want to do again or do for the first time.
Or never again.
Which is what we did.
Which is camping.
We don't want to camp. Don't ask us.
Unless you want to do glamping. I'm all in on glamping.
Have you seen those glamping like tent sites? I can't remember where it is. It's like somewhere more central Orlando. They have these areas set up where it looks like just a regular tent from the outside, but you go in and it's like a luxurious like hotel room looking thing.
I haven't seen it, but I mean
it's glamping. It is glamping.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah. I was like, that's the only way I'm camping.
I just don't want to sleep on the ground. Like, unless it's a survival situation where it's a necessity, I don't want to simulate that.
Right.
Like, if I have a bed and it's available to me, I don't want to pay extra for no bed.
Right.
Like, welcome, sir. Here's your sleeping bag. Like, this is going to be terrible.
Why am I doing this again? Oh, I made the choice. Right.
Right. Like, that's the thing.
I chose this.
I'm very particular about my sleep anyways. I'm just like, that seems to me like a night full of no sleep and grumpy kids and everything in the morning. And and I don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah. I also don't like feeling like I'm 12 again. I'm back at summer camp.
I went to basketball camps. I never went to actually like a summer camp.
I did one year and it was not, I did not like it. Again, I'm not a camping girl. I'm just not.
So you guys actually slept in tents?
It was like a short camp. It was only like 3 or 4 nights, but they were actual cabins or whatever, but the beds were, again, this was 1996. They were like the springs were like all exposed. Ooh. And like the mattresses were not the greatest. So everybody brought their sleeping bags and slept on the crappy beds.
It's like, how'd you get hurt? I got stabbed in my sleep by a rogue spring. Seriously. Got me.
But it's like, and it was just like hot and sweaty in your sleeping bags. But like, it was fun being with our friends, obviously.
Right.
Like, that was the best part. But like, I just remember being like 2 days in, I was like, oh my gosh, I hate this so much.
I think camping, like, again, being from the Midwest, like camping in the Midwest in certain seasons, like I could do. And I have done. Mm-hmm. But Florida is so hot and humid. That just seems like I'm just going to just be sweating the entire. It just does not sound fun.
No, not at all. Well, anyway, that's our list.
But yeah, that's true. And that is going to do it for the show. So be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Captain Magic everywhere, including YouTube, where you can find daily videos from me talking about theme parks and pop culture. lots of Epic Universe reviews and vlogs and things are going to go up there as we're going to be there for the opening day. So we're going to talk all about that. So be sure to check that out. And of course, at CTM Podcast, you can find video versions of this show over there. So go subscribe over there if you want to see that. And then we have other shows on the network. We have the CTM Universal show where we're going to probably be talking about, of course, Epic Universe over there. So you can find it on its own feed. And starting pretty soon, we're going to do a weekly show on that end. So you can find that there and get all your Universal and Epic Universe fill on that show. And then Jamie has Trip Tales, which is her trip report show.
I'll have a new episode come out in June. So if you want to be a guest on a future Trip Tales episode, you can go to ctmtriptales.com, fill out the information about your trip, and I will contact you if I would like you to be on the show.
There you go.
Yes.
And of course, if you want to contribute to the show, want to be a part of a cool group, if you want to interact with us a bit more as we do live streams and things with members there, you can go check out Club 32, and that's our private group, kind of like our own Patreon. And like I said, in there we have weekly live streams where we just hang out and chat with everybody. We have the Clubhouse show, which is a new show on there. We have a private podcast feed, so you can find all the live streams and the shows on there, plus music loops that you can listen to. A lot of people like to listen to music loops like while they're working and things like that. We also have a Facebook group, so it's a good place to, ask people about opinions if you're not sure what to do on a trip. You get a lot of feedback in there. Get some behind-the-scenes look from time to time, and then we do some live streams of our rooms that we're staying in new hotels and things like that. And it's a cool spot to do that. Plus, we have meetups that you can take part in as well. So if you like what we do, want to help keep the lights on, it's a great way to do that. So you can go over to ctmvip.com. We have monthly or yearly options. You can do a free trial, or if you do a yearly, you also get a free t-shirt. So you can get something for free either way there. So again, go to ctmvip.com, and if you'd like to join, we would love to have you. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for the show. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching, and thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
we will see you in the parks.
Bye.